Hey guys, it's Chris, aka Beauty and the Vape. I'm coming to you today just with a quick video to let you know kind of what's going on with my channel. So, as many of you may know, and some of you may not know, my channel is not defunct. I'm not going anywhere. I will be doing reviews. Right now I am doing what I feel is kind of a more important endeavor. It's called the Vaper's Voice. And so just to let you guys know a little bit about what the Vaper's Voice is, me and my co-host, Davia, aka the Vape Doll, are going from convention to convention. We have conventions booked up for, I think, for like the next 6 months or whatever. And we are interviewing people and collecting their vape stories. And in return for that, we are also then taking those vape stories and sending them to state representatives and, you know, kind of doing a more personal sort of advocacy as far as, you know, a little more personal than, you know, letter writing and stuff like that. Now, letter writing, guys, so important. You have to do something if you want to save this industry. So letter writing, there's the Resist bot. There's so many things that you can do to advocate every single day. The Resist bot has become my best friend. Like, seriously, it really has. It's so simple and easy. I'll post the information down in the description bar for that. I will also post the link to the Vaper's Voice down below. So if you guys want to see our interviews and the people we're interviewing at conventions, then head on over there. Please subscribe. We would love it if you did. So a little bit about this. This was kind of a funny, not funny, it was kind of a surreal story for me about how this came about. I was plugging along doing my juice reviews, which I do, you know, I'm a juice reviewer, and I love it. I love doing it. I love getting on camera with you guys and interacting with you guys and doing juice reviews. And it's kind of, you know, fat kid at a buffet. Like, you know, juice reviews are my thing. I love it. In fact, little review right here. Very quick review. This blue corn right here by Mayhem Vaper. I'm going to post them down below too. I met them at Showcase Atlanta, and it's in my Mad Modder, which, this is my little baby right here. I love it so much. But this blue corn is a blueberry corn muffin with sugar on top, like those little sugar crystals. Oh my God, let me tell you, this is amazing. I will have a full review coming up on this, but this is what I'm vaping tonight. This is my setup, and I am loving it. So excuse the fact that I'm coming to you very informal tonight, and, you know, no studio lights, you know, barely any makeup on, and just, you know, talking to you guys one-on-one. But I really wanted you guys to know where I've been, what I've been doing, and that kind of thing. So the Vaper's Voice kind of came along as, you know, Davey and I were part of a 4-person kind of group that is now defunct, and we hit it off really well. We just became fast friends and talk all the time, talked every day on Facebook, and through, you know, video chat and stuff like that and everything. We became really good fast friends. And, you know, I was plugging along doing my juice reviews, and, you know, as we know, we have, you know, not that much time left to save this industry. And nobody's going to save this industry but us, but me, but you. You know, we're going to be the people that save this industry. And I really do think it's going to be saved. I really do. I think we can, as long as we keep chugging along and keep advocating and keep doing, sorry, my phone, and keep doing what we're doing. You know, we really can do it. Can we up it even more? Absolutely. Everybody become involved. Again, I will post the information about that Resist bot down below. They actually, you just type in whatever you want. You text to a certain number. The Resist bot gets on your phone, and it asks you what you want to type to your representatives. You just, you know, you text it in, and it sends out actual faxed letters to your representatives. I mean, it's so amazing. You really couldn't get any easier. So I'm sitting along doing, you know, my juice reviews, and, you know, I'm kind of consider myself, I don't know if this is the right word, but kind of a humanitarian. There's a lot of like humanitarian in me, you know. I love YouTube and I love doing juice reviews and I love providing that for you guys. I know so many people have said, you know, your reviews are spot on and, you know, I buy juice because of you and, you know, all that. And I so greatly love my subscribers. I love you guys so much. You have no idea. I mean, I don't think there's anybody who's abandoned me. In fact, people, since I haven't been uploading, and I think people have there's even been people who have reached out to me and been like, are you okay? You know, through YouTube Messenger, like, you know, you haven't uploaded and everything like that. This is why I'm making this video. So I'm sitting here making juice reviews and I'm sitting on the couch one night and this was kind of around January-ish, you know, Christmas has passed, New Year's has passed, everything like that. And I'm kind of sitting around and I'm going, you know, I love doing juice reviews. I love it. It's great. It's amazing. And, you know, I mean, none of this is about money, just so you guys know. I'll explain more in a little bit. But, you know, I said, you know, as my brain works, doing juice reviews is great, but what happens should the FDA succeed and all of this come crashing down, right? Then there's no such thing left as a juice review, you know, essentially. You know, can some of us maybe still get juice? Sure. You know, whatever the deal is, but I'm thinking to myself, I have to do more. You know, I'm always extra. You guys know I'm always extra. So I'm thinking I have to do more. There has to be something more I can do. I'm always on the lookout on how I can help people more, how I can, you know, improve my life. How can I improve other people's lives? How can I just put a smile on someone's face? You know, but sometimes I get a fire, you know, in me and I'm like, I really want to do something more. I mean, I give my money to CASA. I give my money to, you know, I go to events for Safada and, you know, pay raffle tickets and, you know, all this great stuff and everything like that. And, you know, not blowing smoke and everything like that. But I'm like, but I want to do something. I want to get involved. I want to, you know, I want to lay my head on the pillow at night and really feel like I'm doing something. You know, no matter how much hard work it takes. And when I uploaded my vape story to this channel, you guys were, I can't even explain to you, it brought tears to my eyes. I mean, I would go into Vape Shack and people were like, oh my God, your vape story, oh my God, like it meant so much to me and thank you so much and everything like that. And people messaging me and that meant so much, just, it was crazy. It didn't mean so much as far as, you know, that my vape story was special or anything like that. Everybody's vape story is special. It doesn't matter if you're just out, you know, if you quit smoking and started vaping just because you wanted to run around with your kids, that's a perfectly awesome, amazing, you know, revelation and reason to vape. You know, you don't have to have a tragedy in your family or anything like that. But just that kind of got my gears, you know, turning. And I said to myself, like, okay, so if just my vape story and the people that I know in this community have had such an outpouring of love regarding my vape story, well, you know what? Their vape story is just as important. And I was sitting here and I'm just like, but what do I do? What do I do with it? Like, I kind of had a basic concept of I wanted to do something with vape stories, but I wasn't really sure. You know, I'm just a you know, broke chick sitting on my couch, like, you know, with my dog. And, you know, I kind of was just at a loss as to how do I get this going? What do I do? Where do I start? You know, that kind of stuff. The day after that, no lie, guys, this was so crazy. The day after that, I was talking to Davia and Davia actually verbalized everything that I was thinking in my head. And I was like, get out of my head. Like, it was so crazy. It was creepy and it was just meant to be. Like, it was just so almost like supernatural intervention kind of like, you know, craziness. The way it all happened. So she's talking and talking and I'm going, oh my, like, hello, mind blown. Like, wow. Yeah. Like, keep talking, you know? And everything she was saying, it was exactly what I was thinking. And, you know, certain steps and everything like that. And we were, you know, we're talking and everything like that. And I was just like, yep, sign me up. I'm on board. Like, absolutely. It would have been stupid of me not to, honestly. Because it was everything that I had been, you know, thinking. So I really had to decide between doing the Vaper's voice, and which takes up a whole lot of time, and I'll explain that too, doing the Vaper's voice and continuing right now, uploading, videos to my, juice review channel. And like I said, it was kind of a no-brainer, because if, this industry grows away, like I had said before, then there's no purpose of juice review, juice reviews and that kind of stuff. So we got started, I think it was February. It was just in February of this year, planning stuff and really just winging it, honestly. February we had Brandon from Vape Showcase, Atlanta, very graciously gave us a booth there, and we just said, let's make it happen. We all paid for a plane. Well, they drove, Davia and her husband Joe, and Marin and I flew, and we had to pay for flights. We had to pay to board the dog. We had to pay for food when we were out there, everything like that. Joe graciously paid for hotel. We all stayed together. But it was a lot of money, and it didn't matter. What was so crazy was that all the stress leading up to, we had to, buy video equipment. We had to buy audio equipment. We had to buy shirts. That's the other thing, is when you come to a convention that we are at, you tell your vape story and we give you a shirt. And it's, it has a logo on the front, the Vaper's voice, or I told my story. We change them up each time. We're changing them up each time. I told my vape story. That's one of our slogans. And we kind of change them up each time. And then we have our sponsors on the back. Now, and we give that to you as a thank you. Thank you for donating your voice. What people don't seem to understand is that if people keep their voice shut, nothing happens. So you guys are actually advocating by donating your voice to the Vaper's voice, by telling your vape story through us. It's a donation. So I know I, as a Vaper, was kind of sitting here. I live on disability, as you guys know. I mean, I think many of you know. If you don't, now you do. But there's not a whole lot of income coming in this house. It's paycheck to paycheck, that kind of thing. And so as many times as I wanted to donate money and open up my my pocketbook and give to CASA or Not Blowing Smoke or whatever, there were times that I just couldn't. It just couldn't happen. You have to have groceries, and you have to pay rent, and you have to, have dog food, and you have to, there's just a whole bunch of, you guys know life, how many bills everyone has to pay. It gets crazy. And funds are limited. So, I said, well, God, I can do this, and this is my way of advocating, but in return, I am becoming closer to this community that I love so much, and giving these people the opportunity to also feel closer to this community. Us as a community, you guys, is so important. And I know, once you get on Facebook, in different Facebook groups, you get to know people and everything like that. You do see the ugly side of Facebook, the ugly side of any community. There's always going to be that. And I think right now, especially, we all need to stand united. We don't have the time to argue, who makes the best, box mod, or who has the best juice, or, who's fighting with who, or, the drama just doesn't need to be there right now. We need to be fighting this battle. And what unifies us all, no matter what walk of life you come from, no matter how much, your paycheck is, where you work, it doesn't matter. What unites us all is that we all made the decision to make our lives better, and to stop smoking, and to start vaping. And I think a lot of people have forgotten about that. And that I'm so passionate about that, is that, and even, I'm even going to say, even lobbyists, even, whatever, it's, and I'm not saying all lobbyists, of course, obviously, but even in that community, I've heard firsthand from certain, I'm not going to say which organization, but certain organizations that they can't even get along in their own organization. You guys are fighting for the same thing, and the people in that organization can't even get along. you know, they can't even agree. So it's gotten really crazy. And as a vapor, I kind of sat here and felt, okay, I can't give a significant amount every single month. I can't, you know, write a big check, or I can't, you know, there was so much, I can't, because it just wasn't possible. So when this came along and the reaction to my vape story happened, I just said, this is a no-brainer. You get active and social with your vape life, and advocacy makes sense. When you feel part of a community, advocacy makes sense. When you feel distant from a community, you really don't care, you know, and that's normal. And that's not saying that that's, you know, bad if people feel that way. It's normal. I was feeling that way too. I was feeling disillusioned by all the FDA regs. I was feeling disillusioned by, you know, seeing all this infighting in the community. You know, there was a lot of things. And, you know, I just said to myself, let's wrap it all up. Let's just wrap it all up in a big bow and make this happen. So the Vapor's voice is for you guys, okay? You know, we have banners with our faces on it, and that's just so people who don't know us, who may not know me, who may not know Davia, will know at the booth who they go to see, you know, well, who's going to interview me. So they're not, you know, it's kind of like you're in a mall and you're like, okay, where's the checkout line, you know, kind of thing. Where's the checkout person? You know, do you work here? And someone goes, no. And you're like, oh, okay, I feel stupid. You know what I mean? But it's not about us. But we were so humbled because in Atlanta, so many people were thanking us and like bringing us to tears so often. And we were just like, oh my God, let's cut this out, cut that out, you know, edit, you know, we were so humbled by people who were just like, I've wanted to do this for so long. People want to connect. People want to feel a part of something. People, you know, they want to, you know, and everybody, all of our sponsors, I mean, I can't even thank all of our sponsors who made Atlanta happen, who made the shirts that you received if you were in Atlanta, that you told your vape story, that you received in there. Those sponsors made that happen. And we cannot do it without sponsors, obviously. We can't do it without donations. We run strictly on donations, okay? Anything that we make goes back into the Vapor's voice. I don't make a dime, not a dime. In fact, more money comes out of my pocket than, you know, I mean, nothing goes in it. More money comes out. And the same thing with Davey and Joe. But because we're so passionate about what we're doing, none of that matters. So, you know, but our sponsors, like I said, are key. You guys who come and tell your vape story are key. It's just, this is how I described it. I was talking to Mike Wittenberg because our next stop is V&E in Foxwoods, which is my hometown. Yay! You know, not Foxwoods in general, but Connecticut, my hometown. So, you know, I get to be there and represent, you know, Connecticut. I hate Connecticut, but still, you know, just being in my hometown and being able to actually do something this engaging and this powerful is so, like, oh my God, I'm just so humbled and grateful. It's amazing. But I was talking to him about it and I said, listen, this is how I think of it. So if anybody doesn't quite know what we do, like I said, the simple thing is we join community by letting people tell their vape stories, or, you know, inviting people to tell their vape stories to us in a really cool environment at expos, you know, where a lot of times you meet up with your core group and that's all you know, you go through the expo and then that's it. You know, you don't usually meet too many people outside of your core group. Well, we have, you know, couches that people can sit on. We have build stations with juice that has been sponsored, you know, by wonderful people, and I wish I could list them all. I just can't right at this moment. There will be more about it, but we thank them on our Vapor's Voice page on Facebook. All our links will be down below for you guys. And, you know, so people sit there, and people who normally wouldn't maybe talk, like they would just pass in the convention, are sitting there just chatting and vaping. What are you vaping on? Well, what are you vaping on? And oh, look at this build that I got. And look at this build. Oh, cool. How did you do that? Look at this build. Oh my God. What are you running that at? You know, it's that's what it's all about. And it's so amazing and it's so wonderful. And then on top of it, for these people to come in and tell their vape stories and get personal and get really personal. And some of these stories are really amazing. They're inspiring. I mean, they're all amazing and inspiring. But, it's what's even more amazing and inspiring to me is that these people are giving us their time to be so personal with us. And we cannot thank you enough. So anyway, so I was explaining to Mike Wittenberg, as I said, think of us, part of us. There's a whole different advocacy groups, and they're all wonderful and amazing. Okay, so like I'm not making a I wish advocacy groups would not fight amongst each other and, no, you need to donate to this one or you need to donate to this one. You know what? We at the Vapers Voice, you donate to whatever fits you. That's what we're really about, okay? I mean, we're here to have you be a part of the community and to, we have some paperwork from CASA that you can fill out and, all that other stuff, and other organizations are, talking to us and everything like that will be available at our booths and stuff like that. But in no way are we saying, no, you have to give to this organization or that one or that one or that one. That's up to you guys. It's your money. It's your money to do with what you choose to do with whoever you choose to support or what organization. That's totally up to you. We're Switzerland as far as that's concerned. As long as you do something. And so I was talking to Michael and I was saying, okay, so think of the Vapers Voice as, think of Jenga. You guys ever played Jenga? That game where with the little blocks and you put them on and then you pull one out from the bottom and everything like that and you try to keep it from crashing down. Think of, the Vapers Voice as the foundation, right? Or the foundation of a building or the foundation of anything, right? We are part of the foundation. All the advocacy groups are part of the foundation, okay? And all these advocacy groups need to join together. All these juice manufacturers need to join this foundation. The juice companies need to join this foundation. The expo people need to join this foundation. Because without this foundation, without the Vapers Voice and all these other, you either become a part of the foundation or the whole building crumbles. And the building is the industry. And without the industry, there is no juice companies. There is no mod makers. There is no, expos, all these people are out of business. And that would be so, so sad. So we really want all of you to come and be a part of the foundation with us. It's so really important. And, so that's the basic of the Vapers Voice is that you come, you tell your vape story in a very cool, casual, if those of you who are subscribed already have seen, it's a really cool, casual, there's no judgments. We don't judge if you dual use. We don't judge if, you've just started. We don't judge if you're, if you're, vaping on a box like this or you're still on a, an e-cig. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to us. There's absolutely zero judgments, zero judgments whatsoever. And, so when that happens, everybody has left just from the outpouring. We did Atlanta and we said, let's see where this goes. Like, let's see what the reaction, the reaction was so incredible. I felt better. She felt better. Everything that we do, all the blood, sweat, and tears that happen every single month coming up to the next event. And let me tell you, I'm ready to pull a Britney many of the times and just show up bald because it can get really crazy. But it's all worth it when people sit down in that chair and you guys talk and you laugh. They talk with us and laugh with us and tell their vape stories and cry with us. And it's just all worth it. And we meet these people one-on-one and they become part of the Vapers Voice family, like to say. It's amazing, okay? And in return, because all of you, everybody needs to understand is that one voice is one voice. But when you do what we're doing as a collective, it's so powerful. It's so, so powerful. And how I also like to explain the Vapers Voice is, letter writing is so important. That resist bot is, like I said, that's my lifeline right now. It's insane. It's addictive and it's insane. How easy it is. Calling your representatives, emails, all that stuff is so, so super important. But how I like to think of it is I'm a very visual person. You know, I'm very, very visual. So if someone gives me a stack of papers, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, this is a letter from June. This is a letter from Adam. This is a letter from George. This is a letter from, you know, Franklin. Like, you know, that's all wonderful. Okay? But to have a representative see a video of somebody telling their vape story is so much more powerful. For me, I equate it to, you know, the ASPCA commercials. Like, someone could come up to me and say, Chris, you know, 4 million dogs are killed and put down every year. And I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. But as soon as, you know, I see the commercial and their faces, I'm like, where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? You know, it's a whole new ball game at that point. So, you know, that's the symbol of what we do. And the bigger of what we do is the foundation. Without us being part of that foundation, without juice companies joining us and being part of that foundation, without, you know, all of our sponsors who have joined us to be part of that foundation, and without the expo centers who have requested us to be there, and you guys, my subscribers, people who have emailed me and said, how do I get you to Columbus? How do I, and I'm like, oh my God, well, you know, I don't know, I've reached out, and, you know, we've reached out and nobody's responded, and, you know, they're like, well, give me their name and you know, contact information. I do. And they, you know, people have been calling and being like, no, you have to have the Vapers voice there. And it's just so crazy. And we love it, and we love you. And it's all about community. It's all about you guys. Please don't ever, ever, ever think that it's about us. When it comes down, like I said, to the money, we are a total, you know, grassroots right now. We are working on becoming a 501(c) or 5. I can't even keep the numbers straight. Don't throw numbers at Chris, because then Chris gets ridiculous. We're totally, you know, in the works to become a nonprofit. But that has not stopped people from sponsoring, because you can still, you know, you can still give and you can still sponsor, and you know, it's been so, and you can donate, and it doesn't, $5, a dollar, like it doesn't even matter. We love everybody, no matter if they can't donate, and you know, or if they can donate. Obviously, you know, like I said, we run strictly on donations, so it's super important. But you know, if we don't have the money to get there, or we don't have the money for the stuff that we need, then to make it happen, then we can't make it happen. But that's just the business side of it, which, you know, I don't really like that side of it. To be honest with you, I don't. It's to me, the magic happens when we get to the expos and we set up and people come by and we start meeting people and shaking people's hands and giving them hugs and, you know, listening to their stories. So guys, 30 minutes later, of course, Chris can never make a short video, just to let you know that is what's going on with me, and that is why you have not seen a video up on Beauty and the Vape. I work, this is really has become a 9 to 5 or 9 to 7, sometimes 9 to 9 job for me. With the business side of it and the background, you know, stuff that needs to be done to get ready for each convention, because as soon as one convention happens, it's not like we can take a vacation. We have to immediately get back on the horse and start fundraising again and start, you know, raising money for the next one, because, you know, we're just two broke chicks who had a vision and wanted to make this happen, and you know, and we're determined that we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep doing it. For those of you who have asked too, we will be having a Zoom room very, very, very soon. I wanted to raise money for it. I'm trying to kind of figure out how to, if anybody, and please don't say GoFundMe. A lot of people have said, just put up a GoFundMe. This is just me. This is just my opinion. And for anybody who's done anything else than this, please do not take offense, because it's not meant that way. In my mind, a GoFundMe is for people who have, you know, medical conditions, people who have had a death and are raising money for funerals, people who have had their, you know, houses swept away by a tornado. Like that's what GoFundMes are for. I think GoFundMe at this point has really been exploited. You know, people need a new computer, and so they do a GoFundMe. No, you know, like that's really not what I want to do. I was going to do a live raffle and use my super chat, because, you know, on my Beauty and the Vape channel, or this channel, obviously, that I'm going to post to, and the logistics of that just wouldn't work either, because all that money goes into you know, my AdSense revenue, which is nothing. You know, anybody who does YouTube knows that, you know, especially now with the new algorithms and everything, it's nothing. And so I'm really trying to figure out a way to do this where it's really quick. I get a bunch of stuff to raffle off, and I raffle it off, say $5, you know, a ticket or whatever the deal is. And I want to do it with you guys. So if you have any ideas, please post them down below. But a Zoom room will be coming. So that way we can do 3, and those, for those of you who don't know, a Zoom room is kind of like a conferencing room, and you can have 2 people. You can have, I have a Zoom room right now, and it's free. The problem is you can only have 2 people, and if you have 2 people, there's 3 people. There's 2 of us, me and Davia, and then whoever we're getting their vape, the vape story from. So once you get 3 people, you need to upgrade. And the upgrade, I think, is, I want to say it's like $150 a year or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, it's not $150 that I have to just put out there right at this moment. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Post them down below. But like I was saying, so we want people who can't go to conventions. Not everyone can afford to go to conventions, and that's, you know, understandable. And so many people, we want all your vape stories. We want them all, every single one of them. I even had Vapers Vape, huge, you know, huge in the community, wonderful, wonderful man, and everybody knows Vapers Vape. I think if you don't, he's an amazing guy. Go to the Vapers Voice, again, YouTube channel. Please subscribe, guys. We really want to make our URL, you know, the Vapers Voice, but we can't do that till we have, I believe it's 100 subscribers. I'm not quite sure, again, how that works. I've had my channel for a while now, so I kind of forget how all that happens. But he actually had his vape story up on his channel, and he said, hey, if you want to download it, go right ahead and put it up on the Vapers Voice channel, which, thank you, Ross, very much. That was awesome. And it got, you know, it was a really amazing story. It was really, really amazing. Every story is. When I'm editing, there's a very little editing also. This is not going to be edited either, obviously. There's very little editing in the Vapers Voice videos. Very little, like less than my review videos. And you guys know I'm not editing wizard 101. Oh, sorry. My nose is running for some reason. I'm not editing wizard 101 as far as that's, you know, with my videos. But these are really, we want to keep them organic. It's really important to us. We don't want stuff edited. We really don't want stuff, you know, we want you to see how much fun we're having, and we want, you know, everything to be real and organic, 100% transparent. You know, if anybody has any questions too, feel free. You guys know me. Leave them down below. I would be more than happy to answer them. So that's where I've been, guys, and that's where I will be for a while. So that's kind of what's going on. So is my channel gone? Is Beauty and the Vape gone? No, absolutely not 100%. It's just so happened, maybe when I get more in the groove of things. I mean, this is new to me, all of a sudden being a kind of a, you know, I'm going to use it in quotes, a businesswoman. You know, this is all new to me. So, you know, I'm learning as I go and everything like that. And so things are taking me a little longer maybe to do than would normally, as far as, you know, fundraising and dealing with vendors and, getting shirts made and, you know, all this other stuff. I mean, maybe, hopefully, as, you know, time goes on, it will kind of become second nature to me, and I will, you know, which it will happen, is that I will be back to putting up videos. They may not be as regular, you know, as they were. If my channel was ever regular, you know, I'm acting like I ever had any sort of schedule. It didn't. But yeah, I'm missing it. I am missing it. I'm missing doing juice reviews. It's just right now, things are really, really crazy. You know, in fact, yesterday even Marin said to me, he's like, so I guess you're working late tonight, huh? And I'm just sitting here, but I'm talking to people on the phone, or I'm video, you know, messaging people, and, you know, or I'm emailing people. I mean, it's just nuts. But it's so worth it. So for all of you, those of you who have messaged me and were wondering where I was, please know, Beauty and the Vape is not dead, is not gone, is not going anywhere, is still going to be doing juice reviews. It's just right now, I have a bigger calling, and it's really super, super important. I believe deep in my heart that I had a choice to make, and I really kind of had to make that choice for now. So, but the channel will still continue. I do have my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. It will happen, you guys. I can't tell you when. I was really planning on April, and then, you know, everything happened, I mean, in March, and then everything happened, and we were getting ready for Atlanta, and there was just no time. It's crazy, and it's crazy how, you know, fast the days fly by, and before you know it, you're crunching numbers and you know, hitting deadlines, and it's pretty nuts. But anyway, guys, all the information for the Vapers Voice will be down below. That's where you can find me. And yeah, if you have any, you know, any ideas about raising money for the Zoom room, please let me know, because we really do want to. Also, we don't want to exclude anybody. We really want people to, even if you emailed, even if you just did a video like this of your vape story and emailed it to me, you know, at my personal email, which is always in my description box, I will get it up on the channel if that's how you want to do it, and, you know, in the privacy of your own home, and if you don't want to be interviewed by, you know, and it's not an interview, guys. If you guys watch the videos on the Vapers Voice channel, it's a lot of fun. It's not, you know, job interview kind of, you know, thing. Just I'm using interview for a better, you know, lack of a better word. But all the information will be down below. If you guys have an idea on how to raise money for the Zoom room, what you would like to see, please post that down below too, because this is all about you guys. But we want everybody involved, not just people who can make it to conventions, because that's not the only people. You guys are all part of this community, even if you can't make it to conventions. And we want to hear every single story. Every single story. Like, that's my goal, is to get every single story. I want them all. It's so important, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for the continued support, as always. Please subscribe down below to the Vapers Voice and listen to some of these stories. And, you know, like I said, you want to email me yours in video format, go right ahead. You know, feel free. I will definitely put it up. I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking by me. Thank you for sticking by the Vapers Voice. Thank you, those of you who don't know of the Vapers Voice, but now go and, you know, subscribe and become a part of our Vapers Voice family. Just thank everybody, you know, from the bottom of my heart, just for all your support. It's been crazy, and like I said, and humbling and amazing, and I love you all so much. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care.